When CCLB got introduced in 2015, yes, 15, wasn't it? Yeah. I was in another bank. I really felt like we really go to the next level.
Hello and welcome to our financial education podcast powered by Alternative Banking Dispute Resolution Center, in Romanian CSALB, Centrul de Soluționare Alternativă a litigiilor în domeniul bancar. I am Irina Chițu and I'm representing the banking aggregator for all the financial products in the market. Finzoom.ro is the name. And today I have two special guests. And we want to talk about the present and the future of the relationship between banks and consumers. And let me present my first guest, Eleni, who is in this banking system since more than 23 years.
Don't say the years, Irina, because I get depressed. Yes, but
no,
yes.
but it's experience, you
Yeah.
know, 23 years, a lot. And since 2021, retail director in ING Romania. And Mr. Mihai Tănăsescu.
Mihai.
Welcome, Mihai. It's good to see you again in this podcast because it was also on our first podcast
I think
2
so.
or 3 years ago.
Yes.
I'm glad to have you here. And Mr. Mihai is having more than 30 years in lawyer.
41.
How many?
41.
41. Come on, we should update
From the Grădinița.
the site.
From the Grădinița. From Grădinița he was in there.
And since the beginning in this
Yes.
Alternative Resolution Center. So welcome both. So
Thank you.
I'm sure
Thank
will
you.
be a very nice discussion. So I will start by putting the first question. So in this, we are not in a situation very good like country because we have war near our country. We had inflation, big inflation right now. It's starting to decrease a little bit, and also high interest rates. So how does this affect the relationship between banks and the consumers? What do you think? It's a question for both of you. And I will start with Eleni.
Okay. The idea is that now, more than ever, customers expect responsible banking practices from the banks. It's just that, Irina, because you mentioned also the years we are in banking, you see how it's not becoming simpler and simpler. Life around us becomes more and more complicated, and usually we have this discussion, you know, around us. Okay, it's not war, but in the past, but inflation, changes, big volatility. So is it something new for the clients? No, the clients want responsible banking services. The clients want transparency. The clients want empathy, and above everything, the banks want and need simplicity in the communication and respect.
Yes, very, very important.
Regardless of the environment, but in this volatile environment that we live in the last 10, 15 years, it's not something new. Every year we say it was a very bad year, previous one, and every year something worse is happening. Yes, this is what they require from banks.
And to be near them when they need.
Exactly.
So to be a partner,
Exactly.
to be trustful. And from the consumer point of view, what do you see?
Irina, I think that nothing is changed, but both consumers and banks have changed in a way. If I remember 15 years ago, you were afraid to talk to the bank after you took the credit. It was like a bailiff, you know, the bank. Like someone that is coming to take the money from you when they want and how they want. Now it's changed, and I think the consumer sees the bank more like a partner than like a person who's coming to take his money.
And here in the Resolution Center, you feel it more and more like this, yeah?
I feel it here very much, despite the thing that we, as a nation, as a Latin people, we like to dispute. People wants to go in court to say, I have a court decision. But changing the mentality, very good question, thank you very much. Also in this area, there are more and more people coming to this center. And I have to say that it's something I didn't expect it.
And they can be proud. I was there. I went to the bank. I went to the resolution center, and they listened to me, and I obtained something that I really needed and I want. So this is important. So you feel that this mentality changed in this needed.
Absolutely. Here I would like, and I don't want to sound arrogant, because this is something that does not characterize neither me nor the bank. I really believe, and I was not part of the initial team of ING, but I want to believe that ING coming in Romania and with the retail banking that it introduced with much simpler language, big transparency, I think has contributed also a lot. When CSLB got introduced in 2015, yes 15, wasn't
9
it?
years ago.
Yeah. I was in another bank. I really felt like we really go to the next level and we really become Western Europeans. We learn to say this like it is the holy grail. I think we have a great market, regardless if it is...
You pointed very well. So you was here in Romania since at the beginning of this center. So how you feel? How things changed from the beginning till now?
I think first of all we can see to the number of cases.
Yes.
More and more and more. CSLB became a household name, and personally, I feel proud to work for a market that has this center that offers this type of services to the consumers as a banking professional. Now, in the beginning, we were thinking as bankers, you know, how it's going to be. I might be for many years in banking, but I haven't worked as a banker in a market, neither in Greece, from where I came from, or here until 2015, that had such a center launched. So we were thinking at the beginning, how is it? It's like couples therapy. Ask the client, and so it's like a marriage coach. I can say 9 years later that in a way it was, and it brought a lot of balance in the relation, because this objective eye, because CSLB is full of objectivity and staffed by very, very senior professionals and mediators, and has thrown, and I speak from bankers' perspective now and not from the consumer, it has made us sometimes throws a light at our dark corners and the corners that we don't, blind corners I think they're called, when you know where you cannot see, and gives a new perspective. We consider it super constructive and very, very important for the market, the presence of CSLB.
So it's a pioneer, and you have learned from each other. So it's very good, because also from the consumer point of view, it's a perfect situation.
If you allow me to add what Eleni told very well, there are not many countries that have such a system as we have in Romania. I have some experience since 1995 in the International Lawyers Union, and when I tell them about the CSLB, they look they are impressed and say, this is a wonderful idea, let's see if we can make it also in our country. And I mean in countries with a higher education in the financial and banking system than has Romania.
Yes, because it's solving conflicts, and Like to go back what you said, Eleni, about, sorry, Mihai said that the people in Romania likes conflict or likes to be proud that they are encouraged. No, right now they are very proud that they solved the problem with a conciliator, together with the bank, and what they have obtained in plus, and they are very proud that someone listened to them and they solved their problem, personal one, not a standard solution given to everybody. What can you tell us, Eleni, about these financial programs that you have also in the bank and also for the banking
Let's
system?
start from the fact that the market, all the banks, either in bigger extent or not, all have mobilized, which is fantastic.
This is very important.
It shows a lot, again, about the level of banking in Romania. As in ING, we give so much importance to the financial education, not only of our customers, but also all the time the upskilling of ourselves and our colleagues. We are working for years, even before we created inside our offices financial health coaching, if you want, plans that we have. We work with Banometru, which was an NGO, and it is an NGO that is working in order to provide financial health advice and coaching, not to the customers of ING, but also to anybody who would like to have access to information that's going to help him live a more fulfilled life. Because at the end of the day, a very important factor for our mental health, all studies show that the financial well-being is also contributes hugely, contributes to our relationships, contributes to the way we feel about ourselves and about the potential we have in the society where we activate, the fears or not that we have for our future. So it is very important to be able, banks, also insurance companies, and other pension funds, that also studies show that the customers, the people, the population expects to contribute in their financial health and financial well-being, to mobilize and to contribute regardless, and not thinking, is this my customer, is it not my customer? So in ING, we are volunteering, our colleagues volunteer in schools. They volunteer in vulnerable communities. We show up at places where, in many cases, people don't even know that we are ING, because that is not the case. The case is, whenever we use our logo, it is usually just for the credibility, not to sell products. And we want, and it's part of the big purpose and target of the bank, to contribute to financial health inclusion and financial health being. Having said that, I have to mention that ING is one of the first, it's a foundatory member and signatory of, in Geneva, was one of the first 28 banks that signed the commitment that we're going to do everything possible to contribute to financial health inclusion and wellness.
So also in the branches, how the consumers have access to all these financial services, financial health services?
First of all, for some years, to give you a small example of a specific product that is, I don't know if you know it, Mihai, the Roundup from ING. It was a product launched by Bank of America years ago. It was called Save the Change functionality. We are the ones who launched it in Romania, and what it did, it and still does, rounds up your purchase in a store using your card to the nearest complete value, and transfers this amount to a savings account. And so, in fact, promotes the idea of spend and save. And recently, we managed also to connect, for example, to provide this for kids, but also to connect spending of a mother's card with saving at the kids' account. Trying to create this mentality into
like
the family.
Community,
yes,
like
and the community.
yeah.
Exactly. And I have to tell you that a very big percentage of our customers are using it. Myself also, I'm a very big fan. You also, okay? And
I'm a spender by
yes.
my
yes,
origin,
in fact,
and only this is working for
exactly.
me. So.
And you use it, yes? So it's, I'm surprised at the end of each month, you know, how much money I put on my savings account. I'm thinking, how much did I spend? This is one product. We just launched last month Statistici, we call it, Statistics in Home Bank, where customers very, very easily can see where they spend their money. Some statistics month on month. Because studies also show that very big percentage of the customers, 30%, do not monitor their spending and expenses at all. They do not budget. And the other important thing is that for those who monitor, almost 50% wants to do it online, by the way.
To be easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and easy and at the point of relaxation, you know, staying at home
Not to
and
make
drinking
accountability
coffee.
all the
yes,
time.
not
what
to
I
go to
should
the
write with you.
office, and so they want to do it self-sustained by themselves. And we have, for every product that we launch, we try to put an angle as much as possible of financial health, view. Because we believe in the power of increments. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like how you are raising kids at the end of the day. It's not only what you tell them that has to be consistent, but also how you show them, what you do. So as a bank, we make it part of our mission, the advice that we give, the products that we offer, to be in this framework of we care for your financial health and we want to help you be better. And I put myself also because I'm also a client of ING, so I get the benefit of this behavior.
You are testing by yourself.
Exactly,
and see exactly
exactly.
What
Because
you
I'm
need
a
to
spender
improve.
also, Irene, I have to tell you. So.
Oh, we are women.
Very, very, very nice sayings, and I'm happy I'm here to hear that. It's a matter of trust. If the customer has trust in a bank, it's like with a lawyer. If between the client and the lawyer there is no trust, then there is no relation. It's the same with the bank. And as the bank is going in the community, deep in the community, that gives trust. And I think this is very important.
Mm-hmm. And regarding the consumers that are coming to CSLB, you are also doing a lot of financial education together with them, also talking about the products, the services, and understand their needs. They are open to discuss about this?
I learned a lot coming to CSLB because before I was not very good in banking, let's say. Even now I'm not good, but at least I know something. People are different. We have all the kind of people, from intellectuals to workers, or from businessmen to employees. It's not one single way of having the result. You have to adapt to every customer, and this is also what the banks are doing now. From this point of view, I repeat, I was very impressed about how good they react in the relation with the bank through the conciliator, through the negotiator, and also that from my personal point of view, the moral satisfaction is fantastic. When you see people coming and saying, I'm so happy that you made me change my mind about the relation with the bank.
Mm-hmm. This was my question. So exactly, they are coming with some beliefs and they want to really obtain something, but after discussion, after understanding also the point of view of the bank, what are the responsibilities they have, what also the not only the obligations but also the rights, but they are open to listen to them, to this, yes?
Yes, and I want, if you allow me, to add something. Some people, this is new. Now, before getting a credit, are asking how is the bank reacting in case of an alternative dispute resolution.
Mm-hmm.
If I go first to CSALB to see the statistics, to see which banks are more flexible, because not all of them are obvious, it cannot be the same. And this is now it's one of the, not conditions, but one of the reasons they choose a bank or another for getting a credit.
For a new one,
for a new
refinancing,
yes,
or making
yes.
I see. So it is like an open book, let's say, like transparent.
It's like a label, you know, from this. If in case I have a dispute, these are the best people who negotiate the bank, this bank.
But I have seen also so it is a condition to go to CSALB first to try to understand and to negotiate with the bank directly. The consumers are coming more and more to negotiate their personal contracts or to.
We are very, now we are speaking also with the bank that's very open. We are very, very client oriented, and not only the customers are coming, we are a bank that we don't, I really feel to a very big percentage, we are not a stiff bank as they used to be in the past. More and more banks are not like this. People very easily, you know, open the branch door or call us or send an email, and either they complain or they ask for help or whoever. We encourage this, in fact, Irina, and not only this, we encourage it, we are very open, and above everything, we don't have solutions aplomb. We really try to understand the customer, we try to make ourselves also understood, and to find a solution that is gonna help the customer pass the difficult period. Except for fraud cases, which we learn as bankers to know, okay, this is a bad intention person, you know. There are very few though, you know, people don't have bad intentions. Yeah. People don't want to take a loan and not to repay it. Banks, we don't want to give a loan and come and take your house. Never. I mean, we are not a real estate agency. You know, we really want people to prosper, get their loans, repay them, and the people who want to receive a loan, to honor their agreement, repay it, but also, you know, to put their money in trust with us and us to repay them with a fair rate. So all parties, in the overwhelming majority, are well intended. When we have this, and as a bank we have this always in the back of our mind, every day when we start working, we remember, customers don't have bad intentions. This is how we start the day.
It's like in the
yes, there is not a bad intention. Except I take fraudsters out. That's a different category, and I don't think they come to CSALB to negotiate, you know, help me get away with my fraud. So having this in mind, we work always from a place of, I want to understand, I want to solve the problem as much as I can, but as I said earlier, it might happen also us to have a blind spot. It might happen to be an angle that we don't see. And in any case, when sometimes we are in an impasse or we cannot find a common agreement, we encourage the customers to address CSALB. It's very easy, you can do it online. I think it's brilliant that it is free of charge for persoane fizice, a very low cost for persoane juridice, yes?
Exactly.
And in this case, you know, we take out the hat of the bank that negotiates with its customer, and we come here, as I said, with a couples therapy approach, and we try to see, is there something that I don't see? And in some cases, yes, it might be something that I don't see. We go back with the lesson learned and we try to incorporate it and fix our process, our approach. But there are always, there are always things that might help us as well.
So from equal to equal and to understand
Always.
each other.
Always.
And have you seen lately a pattern of some, so let's say, product or services that need more attention?
No, they are the usual suspects. Yes, is the ones that are creating the more friction are either lending products or transactions that the customer
Didn't know
that
they
he did.
They did, yeah.
While in most of the cases, unfortunately, and this is where financial education plays a huge role, the customer who didn't know that he did gave his own credentials. And this is not, I'm not shocked anymore. It happened to my stepmother, who is in Greece, very educated, a doctor with a very big sense of, I'm working hard for this money, I take care of my money with this. And she gave her credentials in seconds, and they swapped her account.
She didn't know.
She didn't have any bad intention, yes? She was not collaborating with any fraudster. So we have also these cases, and we invest a lot of money as a bank, and also other colleagues from other banks. I can tell you for us, it's a very big focus in educating the customers, that the bank will never ask you to press this link. The bank will never ask you to give your credentials.
You never send you a link.
Never.
First
We'll
of all.
never send you a link and tell you press here. Never. In CCLB, and not only, complete, we have from these cases loans. But here I want to say something, which is a banking joke. Nobody wants you to repay your loan more than your banker. Yes,
sure.
Nobody. This is a... So,
Yeah, because also the bank is an intermediary. Just take the money from the savers and give them good interest, but also lend money to the others.
we want our customers to be prosperous, all of them. It's the society to be
Obvious.
prosperous. This is
Exactly.
what we want.
In the society, if someone is getting rich, around him, there are other people who are getting rich. And if the society gets poor, everybody gets poor. That's true.
And if I'm coming back to the example that Eleni gave us with these frauds, online frauds, do you have also in CSLB this kind of negotiation or conciliation between consumer and bank when coming about digital and online products?
Here, Mihai, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, please.
It cannot happen a lot when you have given your credentials and your identity. And before you say, and I will let you, is that my stepmother also was asking me, what can I do? But I said, not only you gave them 3 times. I mean, what to do?
Because she was convinced that it's something good. It's okay. It's nothing bad on it. But for sure, there are a lot of people that, because also we are reading in on our forum, on the site, that there are a lot of people that believe that the others, or even the link is coming from their friends or from their, but someone else stolen their social media accounts and so on. They thought that they are talking with the real friends and real relatives, and what they can do. So they are coming also.
They are. I think it's also a matter of generation. The younger generation knows better what to do, because they were born with
digital
skills, or they got them since they were very, very young. For my generation, it's more difficult. We are the target, it's obvious. But from my point of view, this will not stop, because the frauds will become more and more sophisticated.
Yeah.
Now it's like
And they
it's still very brutal. I send you a link, you send me back your credentials. It will not happen like that in 5-10 years if we see the artificial intelligence and all things.
That is a new.
Become a very important point for a bank to protect the consumer.
It is already, first of all, and
yes, I know. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
But I have to say, I'm sorry, Elena, to interrupt you,
Please.
that since ING came in Romania, they already came with another approach than the other banks. I have to say that. A more open one, open to the customer. They taught other banks how to do that.
It is true that a very big portion of our attention right now is focused on prevention of frauds and protecting our customers. I have to say that, for example, let me give you a very recent example. We launched geolocation of the customers through HomeBank, which is our internet banking, digital banking platform. Not for commercial purposes, not to see that you are in a mall and tell you enter there and buy something with 10 installments.
And to give you
only because is Irina Kichu there where she tries, or the order comes from somewhere in, I don't want to say, another continent. I don't want to mention now countries that are...
Yeah, because 2
yes.
minutes ago she was in Bucharest buying something in a mall, and then another
suddenly
transaction.
she's in another continent, and
so you have these alerts, this kind of alerts?
Geolocation that alerts, and also we have real-time monitoring. That, and here I want Mihai to say to what you said earlier about artificial intelligence, which indeed will be a very powerful weapon in the hands of fraudsters, but also I hope it's going to be our weapon also against them, because the real-time alerts that we have launched for over a year, by strengthening it with artificial intelligence tooling, I want to believe it's going to become smarter and smarter. And our colleagues in our fraud division, very, very good professionals, and honestly, they don't sleep. Really, they don't sleep. They work around the clock. And
because the fraudsters are everywhere, and no matter the time.
In ING, it is part of our mission, and I have to tell you that me, in the beginning, having a less openness to that, I was saying, why we give all this money to promote anti-fraud education campaigns? I realized at a certain point that it was costing us at least as a big TV campaign promoting a product. But I realized this is what it's our responsibility to do, and it's required. You know, when you saw what started happening with people falling prey to bad intended people, you know, you realize that it's required. And we try to find our colleagues from fraud have budget, which we use from business every year, to be able to have new campaigns. I don't know if you have seen sketches. We try to use other language. We try to use, popular to target different audiences, different age groups, in order to make everybody understand what are the risks are. Now in June, for 1st of June, we launched in Roadblocks, it's called?
Yes.
Yes. Inside this game for kids, nothing commercial. It was only educational part of how kids can be victims of
very good
virtual fraud.
Yeah, to have a gamification,
yes.
And
yes.
for them to
all the ways.
Understand.
So we are adapting also the ways.
My generation was educated with Monopoly. We were playing Monopoly, learning about money, about how to spend them, how to. It was for that time. It was.
It's protecting money. Not only protect their money from the current account, but also there are fraudsters that it's they are taking loans in the name of a consumer, and they really don't know about this. So actually, when something like this is happening, if it's coming in Cesalebe, a person like this said that someone took loans on his name, but stolen his identity and took loans. How you can help banks and conciliator?
What I have seen is that the banks are very open to the consumer in this kind of frauds. So they first pay the consumer and then they start seeing how they solve the real matter. So the consumer to be protected in case of a fraud also by the bank, or especially by the bank. And this is a rule. I saw it in all the cases I have had. On the other hand, hackers are in a bad way some artists.
Unfortunately.
But in the bad way. I have had a client, a hacker. We met in the police. Police had also an ancient hacker became policeman. And they were talking between them. Nobody was understanding anything. Neither the prosecutor nor the policeman nor me. Nobody understood. They were in another world. But from that point of view, as you said, we have to educate and protect.
To do whatever we can to put filters of protection, as much to prevent, and both with the tooling that we have, but also with offering a lot of education.
Yeah, so education and prevention. This is because otherwise it is a cat and mouse game all the time, because they are trying to diversify the methodology and us all together, and to find the ways to solve it together with institutions.
Speaking in the children's language, it depends who is Tom and who is Jerry.
Exactly. So what do you think, this digitalization improved, or is the relationship with the consumer, or is more difficult? What do you think?
First, me?
Always
So
you must be the first.
So complicated or improved?
No, I believe it only improved, and you cannot stop progress. And it would be, even if you want, naive to say that stopping progress or stop the world to go down. This is life, yes, more and more digital, and I really believe it brought fantastic improvements in the relationship of the customers with money. And because the customers don't wake up and they think of their bank every morning, but they think of their financial status on a daily basis and how they are.
And take decision what to make with the money.
Yes, and what I like very much is that right now we are in a transition period. The world is becoming more digital, but I believe it remains human and physical where it matters. So I really believe we should take friction out of the relationship. Whatever the customer can do by himself, I think should have the option to do it by himself. I think this is empowering. And we always have our offices, in most of the cases, that are required for some time now, not now, to up their game, to improve their services, to become more sophisticated. Because the customer now doesn't go, reissue my card, can do it by himself in digital. They go and they expect very serious, very personalized discussion about their own status and needs. So only progress it brings, because the complex advisory, products that require more discussion, you still have people in your offices, or digital even, because remote advisory also is possible, yes, virtual advisory, to take airtime and discussion with the customer for things that matter, and not for things that the customer can easily do by himself.
Exactly. So time is the most important resource that each of us are having, and it's important. But also, you said very well, also personalized service when they ask for, or when they need
it.
When they need it. And exactly this is doing also CSALB, because it's coming to solve a problem, a dispute, an issue that appears, and need an intermediary.
It's true, and I think CSALB solved a lot from what it was the social pressure in the relation between the customer and the banks.
True.
But what I want, if you allow me to compare, we as lawyers, we have the professional secret. It's the right of the client, and it's our obligation. But the client does not know how to exercise his right. So we have also to have the obligation, but also to exercise the right of the client for him. The bank is doing the same for the customer, because the customer does not know very much about the banking system. So the bank has also to teach him, and this is what it is happening now, how to get the best product. And I think this is a very good step forward.
Yes, yes, indeed. It is our responsibility. On the other hand, it is a very big honor that we have the right, we have access to the customers, and we can, with the banking secrecy also.
Yes,
it's
a big responsibility.
Big responsibility to and we try to, first of all, to say things simple as much as possible. And so because I'm feeling myself also sometimes with some authorities, sometimes I feel also myself confused. I mean, what the poem wants to say here when I'm dealing with authorities, where it's very important to give to the customer the and
very simple.
Yes, the feeling that doesn't feel helpless. So it's very important to keep saying it simple, keep saying it transparent, and making it personal. So instead of losing time, both the bank and the client, in talking for, I lost my card, let me reissue it, it's better the customer, the moment he loses his card, to block it immediately, yes, except if it is somebody much older that doesn't know how to, of course, for this exists a big understanding, and to have a discussion really about the real needs. And us to be able to train our people and to upskill them to hold with the way the customer deserves the level of this discussion. So digitalization, we should not see it as a way to, to become impersonal, the relations. No, it will remain personal where it matters. And for me, it's much more important than to, for every opportunity to call the customer to the office. The customer has a life and doesn't wake up and says, let me go and drink a coffee with my banker today. I mean, let's be honest. Now, digitalization also is a way to communicate also in the physical environment with customers who are not themselves digital natives. And that's why we have changed all the processes and we have made them digitally assisted. So we try also to educate the customers of how to use digital, those who are not digital natives.
Yeah,
they don't feel so comfortable around technology.
It is important to think to all
yes.
the people because, yes, more and more we are digital, but we are
yes.
not born digital. And,
yeah.
and also all the processes are changing all the time, and we should learn all by ourselves. And in CSALB, how you perceive the digitalization? So I know you have this online application that is very fast, and the consumer, so it's very accessible for everyone. Either they can come at the address, physically address, or send a letter, or send an email, or so on. But lately, online was the most used one. But regarding how you talk with with the consumer and bank, you are using digital channels?
Yes, in the beginning, 9 years ago, they were full of people coming here to meet, to discuss with the bank, to see how we can negotiate directly. I believe that one of the very few good things from the pandemic is that it taught us how to work more digital. Now most of the customers who are sending their demands to the CSALB, I don't know them. I never saw their face. because everything is changed. The information in the negotiation is done via email or by phone, but it's no more people here coming, waiting. I have to be here at 12, the other one is coming at 1, see that you have another meeting at 2, so this is history. And I think it's a very good approach to as you said, Helene, not to be depersonalized, but to be human where you have to be.
Yes, I totally agree.
So at the beginning, I think that they really want to see that you is someone there.
Yes.
Then the trust increased, and really right now they don't have any problem to solve everything by email or not coming or not making a video conference or something. Yes.
Yes, it was. It was. And Helene said 2 times, and I like what she said, that the customer does not have to wake up with the bank in his mind. I think that this triangle, bank, customer, CSLB, helps the customer not to go to sleep with the bank in his mind, because this should be real dangerous.
I agree, totally agree.
Agree with you both, so I'm totally in this triangle, and I love it. So if you can give me some examples lately, what was, I don't know, what type of solutions you have for which type of demands?
For the time being, banks are accepting the friendly solution. So we have to arrive at an understanding between the bank and the customer, not to take a decision like a small judge. So you have to choose to find the understanding between parties. Some of the customers, but very few, does not understand that because they don't read the rules of procedure of CSLB. Some of them, also very few, considers that they can get proofs from our procedure in court, not knowing that this is forbidden. And I have to say that in a way it's very good that some of them are coming to negotiation with lawyers, because this helps a lot to smoothing the way. But even if it is possible also to have 1 or 2 or 3 conciliators and to take a decision that one party may not like, for the time being the customers and the banks are choosing together this friendly alternative dispute resolution.
Yeah, so conciliation, not
not arbitration.
Arbitration. And if we are talking about, let's say there are some consumers that are already in at the end of the relationship with the bank, after a court decision, they can come also on CSLB to solve it?
In any moment.
In any moment. So what are the, let's put it in steps, so when they can come to negotiate through CSLB. Also if they are in the executed. And
there are some that are coming in the executional procedure done by the bailiff, and they ask CSLB to find to give a decision together with the bank.
And the bank understands,
Understands,
they
yes.
find another solution in order to be paid by their how they can the loan.
So the customer may come to CSLB before having a court dispute, during a court dispute, so in parallel with the court dispute, or after, when he has a court decision. It's open. It's something that was not invented in Romania. It's what real mediation this is the real mediation. What we are doing here, conciliation.
The final purpose is to solve the problem.
To solve
so
the problem.
This is everybody is here for this purpose, to find a solution.
Because not the other party is my enemy. Our common enemy is the problem that has to be solved.
Exactly. Okay. And these kind of problems could appear anytime.
Anytime.
Also, good things or bad things can become a problem because for our repayment or for payment to be for scheduled payment to be something that appears. And
Well, if bad things would not happen, we should not know when the good things are happening.
And what do you want to say to the consumers to come to discuss with the bank and to discuss here in CSALB before, when they see that the problem could start?
Is growing a
Is
little
growing.
bit. Yes.
Not after having this problem. because it's-
I think they may very well go directly to the banks, because banks have now, as I mentioned, a department of negotiation that is very focalized on the consumer. But if they consider that CSALB is a good instrument, and I'm sure it is a very good instrument, then maybe it will be smoother for them, because they don't have to come in person, they don't have to convince the people, and there are many cases, but after you have some experience, you know 80%, never 100%, where to put it. And then it is easier also for the consumer, because in my opinion, the conciliator is a turning point between the bank and the consumer. It knows exactly what the consumer wants and knows also what the banks may offer. So this is, I think, easier for everybody.
And also, some of the loans are 100% online. Maybe you don't have a person to talk with or to know, and to go to this person in order to find a solution personalized. And then, so if it is this kind of product 100% online,
Oh, still we are open to discuss with our customers, and they can go to any point of ING or call us or online. But indeed, also us, we encourage with very big certainty that the customers with confidence can come to CSALB, and because the bank and the consumer, when they reach sometimes a point where they cannot agree, they are both very invested. And here you come and you have very professional people, tip-top professionals, elite, who are not personally invested in the case, and sometimes they throw the light where they should throw it, and solutions arrive. Not always, but in most of the cases we...
Mm-hmm.
This is maybe one of the most important points that Helene just mentioned. A surgeon will never operate his child because he's becoming subjective. A lawyer, when he defends himself on his own rights, is the worst possible lawyer. So yes, the conciliator is objective, and this helps in solving the matter.
And if we are coming back to the products, what do you think, Eleni, in the last 1-2 years? Because yes, we have seen the increased interest rates and also the installments. How was the situation with the consumers, and what was their problems?
It was as expected when the rate started going up. Those customers who were not in a fixed environment came proactively in many cases in the bank, and we found solutions. I would dare to say 99% of the cases, at least in our case with our customers, we found solutions, either we refixed loans, we changed, we did restructuring, whatever it was needed. here I want to say that yes, the rates increased, yes, inflation was very high, but the truth is the mobilization of the Central Bank of Romania and the banks after 2000, the crisis of 2007-8,
Yes.
and after 9, the new norms, it's not the same market. I mean, and you see this, that we don't have structural problems. The market holds, and the consumers are much more educated. They are not, they get loans in their currency where they have their salary. They know when to take a fixed loan or if they need to renegotiate their loans. And us in ING, we are next to them, and we encourage the open channels because, as I said also earlier, all the banks, we want our customers to be prosperous and to be able to repay.
So when we have a mortgage loan, we have these introductory rates that could be fixed rates for the beginning, and then it's variable. How you calculate the in-debt to ratio of the consumers?
We take also always in consideration what we know today is going to be the highest rate of the customer. This is
what to know
regulated.
Right now would be
Yes,
the highest,
yes.
because we never know in 20, 30 years.
No,
but
there are some stresses. There is a methodology of which you calculate, which is very, very clear. It is regulated, and all the banks, we use the same methodology.
We also said that it is good not to go to the maximum of these 40% that the National Bank allows you to
This is the
follow.
maximum. Each bank has its own practices, and specifically us as a bank, we are quite a prudent
Exactly, it is
lender,
important.
and we don't like to take the customer to its maximum capacity and stress him.
And also when talking about safe and consumer health for long term, it is better for themselves also to look at this, to be at 25%, not
For
more,
sure.
because we never know what is happening, you know. Like we
never
don't
know.
want pandemic, we don't want
Yes.
high inflation, we don't want anything, not war.
But we don't know what tomorrow brings. I want to be
Exactly.
optimistic, but we have also to...
Like it's insurances, yes,
Exactly,
not
exactly.
and it is also about responsible lending.
Exactly.
This with insurances, so you will make it, and you hope will never happen. This.
I am a big supporter of insurances, although once I got fooled, I have to say, because I didn't read the fine print, and that's why I'm totally against the fine print. As a banker, as a professional, whatever I can influence, I try to influence it wherever I work. So, on the other hand, yes, I think insurance is something that it is your the security to your freedom of sleeping quietly in the night. Insurance I want to pay and never to use it. That is the only expense I do that I hope I will never need to use it. It just helps me when I have a serious insurance and I feel confident. It helps me sleep better at nights.
And I want to ask also how it is in banks. The consumers are coming to ask for these current accounts, basis current accounts. They started to know about it.
It is some years now, yes? You mean for PAD?
Exactly.
Yes, we have the product of our basic current account is called Elementar, and we have trained personnel at our offices that advise the customers that is there. Even if they don't ask, if we feel that it is the right profile for the product for the customer, we offer it, and we have public information about it. So it's getting better and better. In any case, bancarization jumped with the pandemic, and financial inclusion, access to banking products. And think about it, Irina, us, ING, launched this product in the market that we know as Card Complete, where with a turnover that is not very big. Every month you have free access to banking services. You don't pay anything. You just need a small, talking about if you need Elementar, it is a product that it is, I think, made banking very transparent. made it very simple, simplu ing, and removed barriers for people to bank for people to access banking. So we have, of course, the product, and we promote it, but our core product, our mainstream product, the one we every day offer for customers for daily banking, it's practically, if you trust us with a small turnover every month of your income, which we respect very much because we all live with our monthly income, yes, the overwhelming majority, we're talking about retail banking, you don't pay anything, in fact, for your daily banking.
Like in CSLB, like consumers, you are not paying anything, really. So it's not something that is negotiable. It's in the law, and it's very fast.
I think this access is a very good thing of the consumer, because he may come to CSLB without paying anything. The judicial taxes are quite high in Romania, and you get your money back if you win the case in certain years. So this is another advantage of CSLB, that is totally free as a cost for the customer.
So fast, personalized, and free.
Yes, it's very important, because we are not a country of rich people, let's say it. And people that are not rich know how to spend their money, and they look at every money as it's normal. So if they choose the CSLB, they come to a place where they, as you said, you get a good service, a very good product, first of all, a very good concept, first of all, and it's for free.
So trust and transparency. It's so.
These are rules, basic rules now in CSLB, trust and transparency.
And both for banks and for CSLB. And like a closing question, I want to ask you: how you see the future of the banking and banking products and the relationship with consumers directly and also through CSLB?
First of all, I will start with CSLB, that I think is becoming more and more known, and hopefully we will give less and less reasons as bankers to the customers to have something to complain about. But in any case, when there is a complaint and when we cannot find a resolution, I think it's becoming increasingly important, the presence of CSLB. Overall, about the future of banking, I think everything is about personalization to the needs, adaptability, and technology and artificial intelligence. I'm very, very, very curious to see how the next day of banking is going to be, with more integrations with the systems, with the public sector, collaboration of banking with the public authorities, usage of technological tools, and especially artificial intelligence. And I'm very excited. I want to be part of the future of banking for the years to come as well, and to have this discussion in 2-3 years and tell you remember, now this happened.
Great, great.
We are running to the future, not walking, running. I remember in the beginning of this century, in the International Lawyers Union, very important lawyers were discussing if sending documents by email is a breach of the professional secret or not. Now we send these messages
without a second thought.
Without a second thought. It will happen also. I think it's challenging the future. Maybe mentalities will be changed. New generation will come with another way of seeing things. You are still young. For me, it's a challenge.
Thank you very much,
that
I really appreciate.
I shall see in the next 5-10 years. You will see them for much longer. For sure. If I may compare again with the lawyers profession, we have had a seminar for young lawyers regarding the artificial intelligence and asking how will be the future lawyer. A young guy said, I think he will be a very good ITist with some legal skills. So
You have asked ChatGPT what how they will answer to this question? No, you should do this also.
To ask the generative AI to give you an answer of how do they feel that the future will be for lawyers.
it is the future will be the same for all the system. It cannot be different. As you said, you have the banking secrecy, we have the lawyer secrecy.
Yeah.
This will change in a certain way, and as Helene said, if the water is coming towards you, you cannot stop it. You have to organize it.
Mm-hmm.
Two very small things. Over 2 years now, I'm not calling ourselves in the bank bankers. I call us bank tech professionals, honestly. And second, I don't know what the future of banking is going to be, but wherever banking goes, ING is going to be there first. You can count on this.
And for the benefit of the consumers. So
Always, always. Otherwise, we wouldn't survive. And it is like this. That's why we have Net Promoter Score #1. I mean, the customers trust us, and we honor this, we respect it, and we value it, and we want to keep it.
Great. So it's very nice closing. So we will use the technology in order to personalize better the relationship with the consumers. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
And let's see each other next year to see what
Yes,
brings
we
us.
draw the line and see what happened in 12 months. Great.
Let's
Exactly.
do that. Yes.
Promise? I'll put it on there.
Promise?
Yes.
Okay, good. Promise.
I'll send the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Emma.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mihai.
Thank you.
Thank you.